What's up everyone, Majin Buu here and welcome to my series of introducing the classes in Phantasy Star Online 2. These are basic intro videos for anyone who is completely new to the franchise and wants to learn basic overviews of the classes. I'll be going over things such as playstyle, important skills from the skill tree, weapons, and then finally, my opinion on what role the class fits best. So anyways, let's jump right into it. Introducing the Force. Forces are the mages in PSO2. They have high technique attack power and high technique defense. In addition to doing great DPS, Forces can also crowd control enemies, heal and buff allies, and cleanse status effects. The Force skill tree mainly focuses on boosting attack power and technique elements. Forces have a learning curve due to being a complex class, but the reward for learning them is absolutely worth it. So let's take a look at the Force skill tree. You have 3 tiers of technique up stat point increases, as well as 2 tiers of photon point stat increases. Tech Charge Advance 1 and 2 increases the power of your charge techs, and Photon Flare provides a straight technique stat boost for a period of time when activated. Forces can specialize in several technique elements. The masteries for each element increase each respective element's power. The boost skills increase the chance to inflict the respective status effects of each element. Forces also have some personal utility skills that add some quality of life. Rod Shoot has your normal attack shoot a tech bullet so you can recover your photon points from a distance. Charge Photon Points Revival lets you recover photon points when you charge and hold the charge to techniques. Charge Escape lets you keep a charge technique in reserve in case you need a dodge. And Rod Keep bonus lets you use that technique in reserve at no cost to your photon points. Alright, so let's move on and talk about the weapons the Force can actually use. Rods provide the highest technique attack stats and have excellent photon point recovery with Rod Shoot. Their normal attacks do low melee damage. Taluses are unique weapons that can be thrown at range and changes the origin point of where your techniques are being casted. Instead of your techniques being casted from you, they are casted from the thrown talus. This allows you to cast from a safe distance and gives you great mobility. Forces have a variety of different technique families they have access to handle any and all situations they come across. As a side note, I apologize if I mispronounce any names here. The Foe family are your fire element techniques. You have access to a technique named Shifta, which boosts your allies' attack power for a period of time. Foe techniques can apply the burn status effect on enemies, which applies a damage over time on them, occurring every 2 seconds. The Barda family are your ice element techniques.
Emergency! Code! Attack!
You have access to D-Ban, which boosts your allies' defenses for a period of time. You can also apply the freeze status effect on enemies, which stops them from doing any action and are susceptible to big damage. Hitting the enemy may break the freeze effect. The Zonde family are your lightning element techniques. Zondeal is a great technique that pulls enemies together, allowing allies to AoE enemies more effectively. You can apply the shock status effect, which has a chance to stop enemies' actions for a brief second. The Zan family are your wind element techniques. Zanverse boosts you and your allies' damage who remain in its field. You can apply the Mirage effect to enemies, which gives them a chance to miss their attacks entirely. The Grants family are your light element techniques. Resta is your AoE healing technique. And Anti cures status elements on yourself and nearby allies. Like techniques have a chance to inflict the panic effect, which causes enemies to attack other enemies. The Megid family are your dark element techniques. Megiverse creates a field that allows you and your allies to recover HP with each attack that you do. Dark techniques have a chance to inflict poison on enemies, which is a damage over time effect occurring every 3 seconds that deals more damage than burn. After you complete certain client orders, Forces are able to use compound techniques and simple compound techniques. Compound techniques combine 2 elements together and unleash a devastating amount of damage to enemies. They must be charged by inflicting damage on enemies, and the charge gauge is shared amongst all 3 techniques. Zandian combines the wind and thunder elements to give you wings, allowing you to fly and have lightning follow your path. Famelgion combines fire and dark elements and lets you Kamehameha a destructive beam towards your enemies. Barantian combines ice and light elements to give you swords made of each respective element to slash your enemies for big damage. Simple compound techniques do not do as much damage as regular compound techniques, but they don't need to be charged in order to use them. Rizondia forms a whirlwind that pulls enemies towards its center while dealing wind and lightning damage. Rephimelgia creates a lance out of fire and dark elements and allows you to charge forward. When you release the technique, you pull back and shoot fireballs in a cone in front of you. Reverencia gives you wings and allows you to fly while shooting down bullets made of ice and light. When you release the technique, you create an AoE blast around you. So, forces have a variety of tools that allows them to do a little bit of everything. They're a combination of DPS, healing, buffing, crowd controlling, and cleansing all in one class. You can swap between rods and taluses if you want to change the origin point of your cast between yourself and your talus. While they are a complex class and have a learning curve, forces are a force to be reckoned with and great for players who like to fill multiple roles in one class. Thanks for watching this beginner introduction to forces. If you have any questions, please leave them down below in the comment section, and I'll see you all later. Bye!